Usha Vance or Usha Chilukuri Vance. Whichever way you want to identify her, the wife of the Republican Party's US vice presidential candidate has become one of the most talked about personalities. Why? Firstly, because she is of Indian descent with Telugu roots, as her parents are from undivided Andhra Pradesh. Usha grew up in a religious household where she practiced Hinduism. That is more or less public knowledge now. Usha still follows Hinduism because she hasn't converted to her husband's faith. But what has people curious about is not just her faith but also her caste. Strange internet searches aside, what exactly should interest people is how she met the recently announced running mate of Donald Trump. Hello and welcome to India Today SoSouth. I am Preeja Arvind. Now let's rewind a bit. Who is Usha Vance? She is James David Vance's wife. Her parents, Lakshmi and Krishna Chilukuri, migrated from Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh to the US in the early 1980s. She was born and brought up in California. She has a bachelor's degree in history from Yale University, an MPhil in early modern history from Cambridge University, and then Yale Law School, where she met Vance. Notably, if the Trump-Vance ticket were to win in November, Usha would make history as the first Indian American and first Hindu practicing person to serve as second lady. Now, the bond between JD and Usha is evident in the way they present a united front. Vance, in an interview with Fox News, even credited Usha to have helped in finding his faith, even though she is not Christian.
I've never been baptized. Even though I was raised Christian, I'd never been baptized. So I was baptized the first time in 2018, I think. It's funny, Usha was not raised Christian, is actually not Christian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I remember when I started to re-engage with my own faith, Usha was like very supportive.
Usha, why were you so supportive?
There are a few different reasons. One is that I did grow up in a religious household. My parents are Hindu, and that was one of the things that made them such good parents, that make them really very good people. And so I think I've seen the power of that in my own life. And I knew that JD was searching for something. This just felt right for him.
In his 2016 memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, Vance writes how he met Usha. They initially connected through a class writing assignment at Yale Law School, where they were paired as partners. In a chapter that talks about discovering himself, Vance wrote, "As I began to think a bit more deeply about my own identity, I fell hard for a classmate of mine named Usha. She seemed some sort of genetic anomaly, a combination of every positive quality a human being should have. Bright, hardworking, tall and beautiful. Usha was like my Yale spirit guide. She instinctively understood the questions I didn't even know to ask, and she always encouraged me to seek opportunities that I didn't know existed. In a place that always seemed a little foreign, Usha's presence made me feel at home." Usha and JD married in a Hindu ceremony in 2014 after graduating from Yale Law School. JD has often praised his wife in interviews, calling her brilliant. Usha is a successful lawyer who first clerked for Judge Brett Kavanaugh between 2014 and 2015, and then for US Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts from 2017 and 2018. Describing her as a powerful female voice, he said she holds considerable influence over his career. In an interview on the Megyn Kelly Show podcast in 2020, he said this.
Usha definitely brings me back to earth a little bit, and if I maybe get a little too cocky or a little too proud, I just remind myself that she's way more accomplished than I am. I'm one of those guys who really benefits from having like a sort of powerful female voice in his left shoulder saying, "Don't do that, do that." It just is important.
As for her own political leanings, she has largely kept her political views private. As of 2022, voters' records indicate she has been registered as a Republican in Ohio, but according to New York Times, earlier voter records show she was registered as a Democrat at least until 2014. When asked in the Fox News interview if she was ready for the scrutiny that comes with being a second lady, this was her response.
I don't know that anyone is ever ready for that kind of scrutiny. I'm not raring to change anything about our lives right now. But I really, I believe in JD and I really love him. And so we'll just sort of see what happens with our life.
What did you think of the video? Please let us know in the comment section. If you like this video, Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I am Preeja Arvind and thank you for watching India Today So South.